Hey everybody. So for today's video, I thought we'd do something a little different. All this footage is from Highlander games, which means 1 player for each class, 9 players in each team, 18 total. What's really different about it though is that everyone is using the mic and working together. If they see me, they're going to call out my location when I'm disguised as, and make sure I don't pick their teammates. However, all those people on the mic can really create a lot of noise, and in big moments like an Uber push when everyone's talking, you can get a little sneaky. You use a distraction at a key time. Now, trick stabs aren't used as much in Highlander because people know to look out for them, but in desperate situations they really come in handy. Now, here's an example of the pluses and minuses of the spy skill. I would have gotten that soldier if it weren't for the extinguishing. But I would not survive this encounter with the pyro without it. Remember, after you pick a medic, their pocket's probably going to turn right around. And you can use this, however, to your advantage, just to anticipate them and outmaneuver them. Now there's a neat little trick. When you stab an Uber target, they actually go flying into the air if they're already in the air. Won't work if they're on the ground. This can be very useful for just separating a pocket from the medic, or just disorienting someone during a really key time. You'll notice I didn't see that soldier, I just used my ears. Really important to go ahead and get a nice pair of headphones and use all the information those give you. Now, like I said, trick stabs do work in Highlander, but people know about them and see them coming. This guy just got trick stabbed by me, but I keep this stab blind, and it still works. Now the medic is the prime target in Highlander. Nothing beats a medic pick most of the time. You really want to be going after that class more than anyone else, and if you have to pass up a couple stabs to get to the medic, do it. You know, he's priority number 1. In Highlander, it's not about how many kills you get, it's about what kills you get and when. At this point, I'm just kind of hanging around waiting for an opening on the medic. And I find one. Drop stabs are great. People tend to spy check behind and to the sides, but they don't look up very often. I recommend using TR walkway to practice those. Now, it's an intense format. I lost my cool there and missed a really easy stab, but it looked like they bought that feint, so I declick right away and get right into the action before I even have my DR recharged. You don't only want to be acting with a full charge, you'll just miss a lot of opportunities. So, like I said, corners are great, and strafe and snaps are great. That's because they're the fastest. But they require a little acting sometimes. Now there, I see that spy spotted me and he's probably going to come after me. But I made sure not to make eye contact with him and let on that I knew he was pursuing. That opened him up to that rather easy corner stab there. And when you're going in spy against spy and you have the advantage, you want to use your gun. If you use your knife, there's always a chance you'll get out meleeed. I could have used my gun in that situation, but I was a little more confident in the trick stab. I had a DR charge, so I figured I'd try the trick stabs first. Scots are kind of hard to hit. I like to be realistic about what I can do. There, I went ahead and used prop. Those are just a fantastic mechanism for jump stabs. People don't seem to really expect those, but stairs really scream stair stab. Use props to your advantage, and be aggressive with your declicks too. The more you feign, the more likely they are to buy them, and the more tired they'll get of calling spy feigned on the mic. Now here I'm going to try the same old trick. I'm a big believer in trying the same trick until it stops working. If you find something that works, you know, exploit the hell out of it till it stops. Or I try it again, it doesn't work, but I get away with it. No harm done. Now, probably the most important thing you can know as a spy is that backpedaling kicks ass. So does just big distractions like an Uber. You really want to backpedal whenever you're crossing the line, and try to cross the line when there's a distraction. Now there at that demo, I actually really would have preferred not to stab him. He was just sort of in my way. But that could have denied me the medic pick right before an Uber, so really, it's too bad that I had to stab him. That was a stab that did more harm than good. Again, it's what picks you get and when. Now that was a nice pick to get. I went ahead and targeted the heavy instead of everyone else around the cart because he's the best cart pusher. And right now this is a key point for them to push through. Once they get past that shack, this really opens up to them and it becomes harder for red to hold. Well, this engineer's probably going to die anyway, but I know that he's going to be able to pop down a mini first, and that might be a problem for a scout. I want to free our demo up for taking care of the cart. Now that I took that pyro down, I get to be a little more aggressive. I'm going to go ahead and take this health, not just to refill my own, but to deny it from them. And always remember to check your flank, what's going on behind you. It's really easy to get caught up in the action and forget to look out for what's happening. I really want this engineer, so I'm going to stay focused on him. I'm sure he didn't buy that feign. But right now my key targets are his teleporter and his dispenser, which I don't see up actually. So I'm just going to try and take him out before he can get them up. This is a ballsy move, but I have a feeling it's going to work out. I go for it. Alright, so the mini's down, it's time to move in. I've got a pyro and a demo to choose from, and of course I'm going to go for the demo. He's the bigger priority. This pyro's all alone, and it's going to be easy food for my scout buddy. From there I fire as fast as possible at that spine instead of going for a headshot, because I just want to maintain his visibility for my scout friend. I decloak closely again because I've got a buddy, and I'm hoping I can bait the engineer away from his mini. There, I definitely should have let that scout get that health. I'm glad he got it before me. When you've got a dead run in your charge, always give the health packs to your friends. You don't need that health like they do. Be very conscious of that in general. Now, Highlander's a little different from pubbing in that it's okay to wait around and just hold a point. I know that a push is coming and I want to be alive for that. I can be useful just by hanging onto the cart, straying not too far from it for little picks like on that pyro, which was a fail stab. But yeah, just stay alive till the push happens. You can't get the medic to prevent it. Take down an engineer who got by our flank, and managed to get a headshot in this demo before he can finish off ours. And it proves to be really worth the wait. I helped deny the push, and that's all I really wanted to do. And I love the cart. I'll crouch behind this all the time, just waiting. And it's a nice little bonus that it refills your ammo and health. Now there was another example of me using my ears. I wasn't seeing anything while I waited there, but I was hearing a lot, and I could tell that I was going to be able to get by without the pyro catching me. Now, that medic was being a little silly. In a 1-versus-1 fight, the spies should win. Don't run away from those battles. But that heavy I had DR charge, so I went for the trick stab. If I hadn't had it, I wouldn't have taken the risk. Questionable whether or not I should have chased this NG. He was obviously trapped. I'm gonna die. I'm not really sure what that did other than kind of make me lose positioning. I suppose I could have gotten caught by the pyro going back down the stairs. There's only a minute left, so I'm gonna stray from the cart a bit and see if I can deny the final push. What's key to that is gonna be this teleporter, so I'm going for the NG again. I should take him out. This down nice and quick before the sniper takes care of me. But Mr. Scout comes along and ruins it. But I'm not going to give up. I really want that down. So I'm going to look over here and keep going for it. But already the NG's respawned, so I'm going to settle for that dispenser instead of just getting a single headshot on the heavy. And here comes the blue team. I managed to escape that rush by using the soldier's rocket to surf over the pyro's flames. Really important when you're taking explosive fire to jump and let it propel you. There I mispredicted the medic's movement, and I had to stab the heavy instead. I could have struggled for the medic, but if the heavy's dead, the medic is too in that situation. I just called out that he was down and the medic was vulnerable, and my scout buddy rushed right in and took him out with ease. So communication is extremely important, and you always want to be on the mic giving your team information that's not privy to them, like enemy health, locations, and the enemy medic's uber charge, and whether or not he's running uber crits. Alright, so at this point in the map, the sentry is more important than anything. I would take out the sentry before the medic. It's one of those rare opportunities. So first I go for it with my ambassador, because there's a pyro covering it. But that gosh darn Wrangler gets in the way. And I see the pyro coming along with the spy, so I'm going to book it. First I tried for a corner stab on that spy, but he didn't come the way I was predicting. So I go ahead and get a little creative. Remember that every single one of the engineer's buildings can be your friend, even the sentry. You just got to keep the engineer between you and it. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Take it easy.